As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, this was an easy one. Former teammate, former coach at Oklahoma, Josh Heupel, getting a decent little pay raise, almost doubled him up, Gabe. $9 million a year for Josh Heupel.
Whoa.
Big time. Got a new deal, got an extension. It's going to be extended out to, I think, the 2028 season, and $9 million a year. Incredible. And what he's done at Tennessee, year one, really solid base. Year two, really started to test, the top level of the SEC. We'll see what's in store for year three. They're losing a super experienced quarterback, but Joe Milton looked pretty daggum good down the stretch. So we'll see. What's crazy is they bumped him to $9 million a year. Good enough for fifth in the SEC for highest paid coach.
Yeah. It
wasn't very long ago. You would have been the number one highest paid coach in the country by far.
It is crazy. Now these coaching salaries are ballooning for sure, but I'm happy for Hype, man. To think about where he's gotten from, when he was fired as the offense coordinator here to where he's at now. Man, I don't know if you can put a price on what he's done for Tennessee football. He's made him relevant again, right? And that's an extremely passionate fan base that really supports that program. Like $9 million with how those fans are feeling now versus how they felt 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, it's a bargain. It's a bargain. I mean, however those fans have to pay for that new salary, rather maybe you raise ticket price, they're gonna be like, fine, it's fine. We matter in college football again. And yeah, he's killing it, man. He's absolutely killing it. It's great to see.
They got a feeding frenzy on their hands there with Tennessee football. Like that place, it's the greatest road environment I've ever been to whenever we went there in 2015 for that great game. And they weren't any good then. So I can't even imagine what that Bama game was like.
Looked insane.
There's been a bunch of games like that over the last 2 years. I mean, you think about the Ole Miss, the Lane Kiffin situation there at Tennessee. It's a feeding frenzy right now, and we'll see if they can capitalize on it. See what they could do. They're losing that experience at quarterback, but like I said, Joe Milton looks pretty daggum good right now.
Maybe the most important thing, that new deal that Hype got, changed. There's some new incentives in there. He gets more private jet time. Let's go, Hype.
And that's what we're all looking for.
Pick us up, man. Come on. Pick us up. Where are we going?
That's what we're all looking for. That's awesome.
All right. Who do you have as your loser of the week?
OU men's hoops.
Ooh, dude. Do we have to? That was bad, man.
It was bad. First of all, give TCU credit. That's a hell of a basketball team.
Correct.
They are really, really good. They've got it going this year. But, you've got them without their big man, coming off of a really big win where maybe there's a letdown. I'm not saying that it was a great opportunity on the road in the Big 12, but yeah, had some things to work with, and you just could not get anything going. I feel like the letdown of the Baylor collapse got to them at TCU. They just did not have very much energy, very much fight, it appeared. And that's frustrating. I hate that for those guys. I know it's a grind. I know it's tough. They're right there. I know it's frustrating. It's hard to, and it's not making excuses, but in the conference right now, you get a bad view of yourself and what you are as a basketball team whenever you're losing as much as they've lost right now. But I do feel like they're right there, and they're on the verge of being a really good team. And it's difficult for those guys, because I got to tell you, it is not going to get any easier as the season goes on. In fact, it's only going to get more difficult. You're hosting the number 2 team in the country this Saturday. So
that I think this watching that game, I don't know about you, it kind of felt like a low point for these last couple seasons under Porter Moser.
Yep.
Where I think the one thing you could say about him is like, hey, he gets his guys to play hard. They compete. But it was just watching it. TCU was more talented, more size, more length, more athletic. They had the best player on the floor, Mike Miles. And Sherfield, they did not shoot the ball well. Uzan shot it horribly. Like the team as a whole for Oklahoma shot it poorly. But TCU is more athletic, had more length. It just looked like they played harder. And that was the thing that I think bothered a lot of OU fans where it's like, hey, is this team – you don't want to say guys are giving up. You know that's not it. But it was like once they realized, hey, TCU had it tonight and they didn't, I think some OU fans looked at it and they're like, man, kind of looks like they shut it down. And that's not what I've come to expect from a Porter Moser team.
No.
Right? We know about their offensive limitations. The roster's just not talented enough. It's not to truly compete in what the Big 12 is right now when it comes to hoops. But yeah, I think the way that some of that effort or lack thereof looked in the second half, I think that pissed a lot of OU fans off.
Yeah. Well, I understand that. I do. At a minimum, you want to see, frankly, the worse it gets, the more effort you want to see, right? Because like the last thing we can say, man, you know what? They just have better players, right? And there's not a lot you can do about that. But you know, if there's no effort out there and there's no intensity and it looks as if you've thrown in the towel, well, then it changes from like we don't have the players. It changes to like we don't care, or you know, we don't want to put in the work. Or we're out of shape. Like you can, or it opens up Pandora's box.
Or it's, hey, has Porter lost the team?
Yep.
Like that you starting to see some of that stuff. So just not good, man. It's never good when the opponent empties the bench on you in a conference game. That hurt, man. Hurt my soul to watch that. Would they play like 14 or 15 guys?
Let's go ahead and get the seniors in there.
The walk-ons, where everyone, like the guy takes the shot and the entire bench is cheering. That happened to him. It's like some grade school stuff, man.
Brutal.
It is brutal. Come on, boys. You can bounce back. All you have to do is beat arguably the most athletically gifted team in the country on Saturday, and all will be forgiven. Right? Come on.
Right.
Then OU fans, show up. Show up to that game. I mean, at the very least, you're going to get to watch Alabama's team. They're awesome. I mean, they're awesome. They got one of the best freshmen in the country, man.
I plan on being there. You're right. Hey, it was bad. TCU game was horrible. It's one you want to forget. And if you want to get people to forget about it, you beat Alabama. Hey, you got a great opportunity. We'll see what happens.
Also, Brandon Miller's probably going to be a lottery pick, people. So you can, if you're looking for a reason to go, it's a good reason. He's awesome. And I think he's going to give their Sooners some trouble on Saturday. We'll see. But hey, weirder things have happened, man. Still show up, OU fans. Now's not the time to take a firm stance. Please show up. They need you. They need you desperately.
Bad.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
John Vance Auto Group has been serving Oklahomans for 40 years. They're family owned and operated, and they got 9 full service dealerships in Woodward, Miami, and Guthrie. No matter what your vehicle needs are, John Vance Auto Group has you covered. They carry domestic brands such as Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Wagoneer. John Vance Auto Group's goal is to give unequaled service and to exceed customers' expectations in every way, which is why they have their lifetime loyalty program. Here's how it works. You buy a new or used car from them, and all you have to do is get all of the manufacturer recommended maintenance done at the Vance dealership. And if something goes wrong with the components of your engine, transmission, drive axle, or a transfer unit, they will cover the repair costs. What a deal. You can browse their entire inventory or find the John Vance dealership near you at vanceautogroup.com.
And First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma, tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. Come on, people. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information. All right, for my winner of the week, I think I thought about going with Oklahoma State football. I think now, listen, it's been a rough start to the offseason for the Cowboys. Lost all their best players on both sides of the ball to the portal or to the draft. You lose Derek Mason, but they announced the hiring of Brian Nardo, which I love. Defensive coordinator named Nardo. Awesome. But, I mean, we don't know anything about this guy, right? Comes from Gannon University, D2 school. Now, you look at Gannon's stats, defensive stats in 2021 versus 2022. Man, improved the defense, right? But I've seen several things people are saying about him. Bruce Feldman had a tweet that he's a football junkie, runs the Iowa State style of defense. But even though Gundy's had some success, right? You think about Gleason, you think about Yursich with these kind of out of bounds, off the wall type of hires from lower levels. I can understand it's hard for Oklahoma State fans right now to get excited because you never heard of the guy and you don't know. But Ted, maybe it ends up being a great hire. Guy sounds like he is, he's one of these super intelligent football guys that is dedicated to running that 3-3-5 John Haycock style of defense. So who knows? Maybe it ends up being great. I don't know if it's a great thing or not, but it's news. At least he's got an awesome name. That's a good start.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Brian Nardo, so it's hard to really comment on it. I know that the 3-3-5 defense is all the rage right now. It's this is not a new defense. West Virginia ran this in the early 2000s whenever I was in college, so it's been around for a long time, but it's the rage right now. With what TCU did, people saw them against Michigan on the national stage. This is going to be a trend for now. And there's really good football coaches out there that just haven't got their break. And, this is an opportunity for a guy. So I'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. But my winner of the week, how about some golf drama in late January, baby? Oh, my God, I love this. Rory McIlroy is my winner of the week. This drama between him and Patrick Reed is amazing. So if you missed it, there's a tournament over in Dubai right now. And Patrick Reed, clearly live golf guy. Rory has been kind of the face of the PGA Tour. It's been very outspoken against live golf and guys that have gone there. And they're on the practice range. Reed tries to come over, say hi to Rory, shake his hand, and dude, Rory is having none of it. Absolutely. Doesn't even acknowledge the guy, and Reed is not pleased with this. It kind of gently tosses what is a live golf tee in Rory's general direction. And it's really nothing. And McIlroy said he didn't even notice it, but it is just blown up into this golf drama. And it's amazing because Patrick Reed, it's like he doesn't live in reality. It's like he lacks any self-awareness because you look at the quote, he's like, I'm just trying to say hi. And then he ends it with something like, if you're going to act like an immature child, then you might as well be treated like one. Well, Rory McIlroy lets us know Reed's lawyer subpoenaed him on Christmas Eve, came to his house. And we all were like, Oh yeah, no, Patrick Reed, you still suck, man. Like this is incredible. I love everything about this story. And of course, Patrick Reed ends up looking even worse with it. Ted, I love it. I love it so much.
It's beautiful. Um, it's interesting. I The level of beef in golf is of all of the rivalries and words that get exchanged back and forth in all the sports. Golf, while this is good, it's like the weakest thing ever, right? It's a big controversy that Patrick Reed, but it's deservedly so because what's he got, like 3 or 4 different lawsuits going on right now? He's suing the Golf Channel, he's suing PGA,
He's suing everyone. I saw
right?
something that said like he subpoenaed Justin Thomas like a couple days before his wedding. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's like, what are you? I wonder if he even knows how many people, because remember, his wife is heavily involved in all that stuff. I wonder if he even knows that he sued Rory McIlroy.
I don't know. I mean, even
Or subpoenaed him.
you
I'm
could
not a lawyer.
understand maybe some of these lawsuits. Okay, fine, whatever. But the guys that you're going to be serving a subpoena, and you're picking the worst possible time to do it. It's just money. I love it. Give me more. Give me. I'm here for the soap opera of golf.
I cannot wait for the Netflix series to come out, but I also, please, God, give us a Sunday pairing of Rory and Reed. Please make them both play extremely well and give us that. Come on, man.
Hey, they're
Please.
not dumb. They want ratings, right? Somehow these things just have a way of happening.
My favorite part is Rory was like, if it was the other way around, I'd be expecting a lawsuit for tossing the tee at him. So good. Oh, I
Brilliant.
love it. All right, for my loser of the week, thought about going with the Kansas Jayhawks. A little
Yeah.
rough patch for Bill Self. 3 losses in a row for them. They get Kentucky, who is rolling right now. They got to go to Kentucky and play them in Rupp Arena on Saturday. But just Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick having to do everything for that team. DeJuan Harris, man, that is a guy that looks like he's lost all of his confidence. And Ted, it's just never good when the camera catches you saying something you probably don't want everyone to see you saying. And Bill Self, it was pretty early in that Baylor game with they're so much better than us. And the camera was on him, caught it perfectly. Just a little rough patch for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, what's that? I saw the graphic. I can't remember what it said about, like, they haven't had 3 losses in a row very often. Like that's
No,
there's
especially
just
they haven't lost like that with TCU, who
yeah.
just dismantled our Sooners. What they did to them in Allen Fieldhouse, like, I know it happened. What was it? Kentucky came there last year and beat the hell out of them. Now they end up winning a national championship, but you just don't see it very often. They're a flawed team. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of his teams kind of go through this. They start off hot, then there's like a mid-season lull, and then right whenever you're about ready to say that they don't have what it takes, they go on a run and get really tough. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But my loser of the week, your guy Bill Belichick. Now he's the best to ever do it, man. There's no doubt. But everyone said, Bill, it's a terrible idea not naming an offensive coordinator before the season. Then everyone said, it's an even worse idea making Pat Patricia your play caller of offensive plays, mind you. And Bill Belichick was like, I got it. I'm the best ever. I got it. But this week with the news that the New England Patriots have hired Bill O'Brien as their new offensive coordinator, Ted, it feels like this is Bill Belichick admitting defeat, being like, hey, guys, you were right. I was wrong, which I assume he doesn't think or say very often. So now, Patriot fans, I assume you guys are thrilled, man, now that you actually have an offensive person calling offensive plays. but I feel like this is a rare loss for the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, maybe he undervalued the offensive coordinator position whenever he had the GOAT playing quarterback for so long. It's like, why do we even need an offensive coordinator? They don't even do anything.
Patricia can do it. It's fine.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now, um, as a Patriots fan, not thrilled with Billy O'Brien being the OC, but he actually, I think, does a good job. I'm okay with it. Just okay. Not thrilled, but just okay.
He's certainly not the most exciting hire ever, but I mean, you go back to his time with the Texans, I think his biggest flaws were on, kind of the general manager side of things.
Yeah.
He's always been able to call plays.
Yep.
And he's a hell of a lot better at calling offensive plays than Matt Patricia. I know that for a fact. So I'm sure Mac
just
Jones
run it here or throw it.
Just run left. What? Yeah, left. No, but
do you think he had like a Madden screen that he could just select plays on? He didn't have to know anything about him.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Guys like a rocket scientist or whatever was going to be one. Can't call an offensive play to save his life. But I did see in an ESPN article that Mac Jones and Bill O'Brien actually have a bit of a relationship because Bill O'Brien got hired at Bama right after Mac Jones finished his last season. And Mac Jones was the one that kind of helped Bill O'Brien, or was one of the people that helped him learn what Bama was doing offensively. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So Mac Jones has got to be thrilled. I'm sure he's looking at it like, hey, anything is an upgrade over Matt Patricia calling plays for me. And they got into it a little bit throughout the season. So I'm sure Mac Jones is thrilled. So overall, I think positive news for your Patriots, bud.
Well, yes, I think so. Let's tie this in real quick though. That is interesting. Mac Jones is one of the people that helped Bill O'Brien learn Alabama's offense, right? Because remember, if you go be offensive coordinator at Alabama, you run Alabama's offense. Now, you can bring some concepts that you have, and I think this is really smart by Saban, like the language at Alabama is staying the same. Like, you don't get to bring like your full offense and implement it as you know it. You have to basically Rosetta Stone the thing into what Bama's language is. And that's not an easy thing to do. So that's just one thing that you've always got to remember whenever you're going to Alabama. And coaches don't like that. And they also don't like to bring who they want to, like they want to be able to bring the guys that they want with them. And not Nick Saban's house.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do? Look at Saban and say, Coach, I think I have a better way.
Well, and
probably just looks at you like, really, bud? You got a better way?
Well, you got to think about it. Okay, why does he want me to come in and learn Alabama's language to fit my offense to it? Because he's had about 6 different offensive coordinators over the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change whenever you go there. So that language is going to stay the same. So whenever you leave, the next guy comes right back in and still runs the same language.
What we're saying is don't do it, Levy.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.